Ah yes, the two cultural juggernauts of the 90s, Sonic the Hedgehog and Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And you'll never guess which lucky company got to serialise the comic series for both of them. I'll be honest, for the longest time I just assumed that the Sabrina TV show came first, and that Archie got to serialise the comic run based off of the show. So not gonna lie, I was very confused when she just appeared out of nowhere in Riverdale. I guess crossover events are just in vogue nowadays. Then again, even back in the 90s, Archie really liked having its fair share of crossovers, so it was pretty much inevitable that they were going to have Sonic meet Sabrina in some way, shape or form to boost sales for both series. And sure enough, for Halloween 98's super special crossover event, Sabrina uses her magic to pluck Sonic into Archie's world. The issue starts with Sabrina perusing a comic book store while the regulars are like, girl in the comic book store? Sabrina absolutely did not need to defend herself here, but she does so anyway. Apparently her cat Salem, aka the best part of the show, is hooked on Sonic and Knuckles comics. Being a cat, he can't exactly just waltz into the shop and buy issues himself. But then Sabrina further elaborates that she actually really liked the Knuckles comics. I'll give you 3 guesses who wrote this crossover. All 3 guesses better have been Ken Penders. As if he'd missed the opportunity to plug his magnum opus Knuckles story. Oh, you like Knuckles, huh? Name every echidna. Sabrina then accidentally casts a spell that magics her and the random comic book guy into the latest issue, while gushing to him about how great the writing was. I'm genuinely in awe that this isn't just some high-level satire of Ken Pender's writing. In the Sonic world, Robotnik is holding Tails hostage while warning off Sonic and Knuckles. Sabrina, however, doesn't give a two-tailed flying fox about all of that, and just teleports the group back to her own world. Well, rip Tails, I guess. Sonic and Knuckles manage to somewhat blend into their new surroundings, because the Archieverse just assumed that it's very, very good Halloween cosplay. Speaking of cosplay, they spot Robotnik walking around and attack him, but surprise, it was just Jughead in a costume, snooping around as usual. After one wacky hijink too many, Sabrina magics them back to their own comic, before the locals of Riverdale catch on to her secret spellcasting, even though I'm pretty sure everyone in the comic book store saw her jump into the pages of the comic. I guess they just forgot about it. The issue ends with a cropped JPEG of Salem from the TV show, hyping up the next work of Ken Penders' Spaz & Co. Like, really, Ken? You get one speech bubble for the best part of Sabrina, and instead of some cool snark off with Sonic, or interaction with any other character in the series, you have Salem talk about how great your stories are? Who at Archie kept letting this man cook? But hey, it was a short and relatively uneventful chapter. It would be the first of 2 meetings between Sonic and Sabrina, but I mean, how much crazier than this could it realistically get? So about a year later, in 1999, Archie decided to do another crossover between Sonic and Sabrina. It was a 2-part issue, with one part starting in the Sabrina comics and the resolution of the story taking place in the Super Sonic Special comic. Now you had to buy both series to find out what the fuck was going on. Enchantra, after being embarrassed by Sabrina presumably in a previous issue, decides to exact her revenge by magicking comic book characters to life from her favourite comic book series, which canonically we know from the earlier story is Sonic and Knuckles. For some reason, they bring Sonic into reality though. She does this by magicking herself into the internet and somehow just Deus Ex Machina-ing whatever she wants to happen. From Sonic's point of view, he's hanging out with Sally and in the middle of an argument which they would have like every other issue, he decides to walk behind a hill and gets magicked away, while Sally's like, what the fuck happened there? Enchantra then mind controls Sonic and tells him, it is your solemn duty to murder Sabrina the Teenage Witch. So Sonic ends up at Sabrina's house with the murderous intent to kill her because of the mind control from Enchantra. He bumps into Salem, who goes full on Peter Griffin, oh my god, it's my favourite comic book character, Sonic the Hedgehog, which he has to announce in case, there's an audience watching him or something. Sonic looks downright terrifying as he tries to kill Salem. Like, holy shit, I haven't seen him look this evil since he was Evil Super Sonic in the Fleetway comics. At least they kept in the continuity of Salem collecting Sonic comics. It's the neat little touches, that you really appreciate. So Sonic's going to murder everyone, and Salem and Sabrina do wacky hijinks magic to make him bonk into things. I guess he's no longer in control of his super speed when he's mind controlled to murder people. Sally does knock Sabrina the fuck out by opening a door though. Her computer Nicole just led her to an alternate reality. She figured out, oh, this is what's going on, I guess. And that's the cliffhanger they end on for the Sabrina issue. If you want to see whether or not Sonic murders her, you have to purchase the Sonic Super Special issue 10. So that opens up with Maximum Overdrive the Hedgehog here trying to murder the ever-loving fuck out of Sally and Sabrina. And Sabrina has the gigabrain idea to magic him somewhere else, to teleport him out of her house so he doesn't break more of her shit. Sabrina and Sally somehow piece 2 and 2 together and go, oh yeah, that must be Enchantra's doing. There's also this random panel of mind control Sonic at the top of Mount Everest because that's where Sabrina thought to teleport him. And Enchantra just says, get your ass back to Westbridge and keep murdering people. Like, she doesn't even teleport him, he's just going to run from Mount Everest back to the United States, I guess. Sabrina realizes that Sonic's making a beeline for her school to murder more people, so she teleports them to continue the Matador fight of getting him to bonk into things with his super speed, like some sort of crazy bull boss fight in a shitty PS1 video game. After bonking into a tree, I guess that's finally enough and Sonic regains his senses. Meanwhile, Sally confronts Enchantra and says, what the fuck are you doing trying to break the multiverse? This could have ended so many levels of bad if you brought one of our villains into your world. And then threatens to dox Enchantra on MTV? What the fuck? So Sabrina asks Enchantra, why did you send Sonic the Hedgehog to murder me? And she's like, oh, you misnamed me on this paper you wrote that you got an A+ on or something. Sabrina's like, yeah, I do that. And the story ends with Salem going, damn, I wish I got Sonic's autograph. Same, Salem. Same. Now I know my usual shtick of adding brackets real Sonic lore or some synonym for real there with every video title, but strictly speaking, I can't make that same claim, because according to the Sonic fan wiki, this is non-canon because Sonic is treated like some sort of fictionalized entity from another universe. So because he exists as a comic in Sabrina's world for the duration of this comic, none of this is technically canon, and who am I to argue with the Sonic fan wiki? I mean, I've learned some crazy facts in there over the years. But using the same logic, that doesn't apply to Sabrina lore. So strictly speaking, on a technical level, this is real Sabrina lore. Yeah, let's go with that for this video.
Yes! I used my canon. It stays.